What's going on, y'all? It's Fort Worth Fabian, man, back again with another reaction video. I'm adding to the interesting stuff playlist with this video. This anonymous man just revealed something big is going to hit us and revealed we are not ready. This is from Unexplained Mysteries. Doing another Unexplained Mysteries reaction, man. Let me know y'all's thoughts on Unexplained Mysteries. Have y'all checked out the channel? You know, if y'all have any like videos aligned with conspiracy, stuff like that, comment down below. Recommendations overall, I'll add those videos to my interesting stuff playlist. Much love to y'all, man. Let's get into this video though. Yeah. Yeah. Subscribe to the channel, man. Engage with the content. Let's see what Unexplained Mysteries got to tell us.
Time travel is an interesting topic. There's various stories floating around online of people who claim to have time traveled. Although these stories are interesting and they make you think about the future, scientists have said that none of them are true. They are all made up, and that there's no evidence that anyone has ever time traveled. Regardless, this hasn't stopped people from coming forward with their stories of time travel. One time traveler who wishes to stay anonymous came forward and detailed what they saw in the future. They said that they worked for a government project that selected a few individuals to be part of a top secret mission. The man didn't go into detail about the project, but said that during the process the candidates were kept in the dark in regards to what the mission was about, and didn't find out until last minute that they would be part of a group that would time travel.
Not surprised.
The only credentials he listed was that he was high up in the military, had dedicated his life to their services, didn't have family and didn't have any children, saying that this was one of the requirements needed in order to be part of the team. The man detailed that energy never leaves the universe, and that once it's out there it can still be seen if you have the correct machinery. The device that allowed him to time travel would lock onto these clusters of energy that were floating around in the universe, and in turn the machine would turn them into moving images. He also detailed that there was another machine that would allow you to travel forwards in time, or at least see events.
I became a sperm donor with Cryos, and I made $780 each month.
Is that how you were?
That would play out in the future. He said the following: "Many time travel claims may not be wrong, because what I may have seen on one timeline may not match up with what someone else has seen on another. There's countless possibilities that could happen to our universe in the future, and when we lock onto these cosmic energies, we are just seeing one possibility out of an infinite number of possibilities." End quote. The man detailed that our future doesn't look bright, or that the timeline in which he saw doesn't look good for humanity.
What's the timeline though? You know what I'm saying? He doesn't really have any set time period. He's just saying he went to the future. So how far in the future? He should be able to kind of break down what civilization was like at that time, and that would give one a sense in terms of how far in the future he had traveled, so to speak, allegedly.
He detailed that mass famine will spread across the world in the next 100 years, and that freedom will be virtually non-existent. He details that this doesn't plan out in the way that many people think it would, saying that there's not a horrible leader, but rather the vast majority of humans voluntarily give up their freedom without knowing. He said that doing basic things in the future will be tough for the majority of humanity.
Sound like the rapture.
Also noting that the human population levels out at around 10 billion people. He says that by 2150, 4 billion people will be very poor, and will struggle to drink and eat. He said that there will be an overruling one world government that will lay out plans to help these people live.
Sound just like the rapture. You know what I'm saying? He detailing stuff that's already in scripture, so to speak. Population reduction, famine, you know, accessibility and ease of resources is not gonna be as it is today. Did I already mention reduction in population? But then he's talking about hold up.
But in doing so, the majority of their freedom will be given up because they can't afford to own anything. The man ended by saying this is just one outcome.
Oh yeah, one world religion. One world religion. He said one world government, but I mean, talk about the Antichrist trying to promote one world religion. He said there's no evil head or head figure, but essentially in scripture it talks about the 7 years would be full of, peace, and then the next 7 would be what? Destruction and chaos, because the Antichrist tries to mask himself as a savior, essentially someone who's doing good and promoting peace, but then he's going to start advocating for one world religion.
He saw, and that it doesn't necessarily mean that it will come true. Regardless though, he did warn that if we stay on the same path we're on, it will greatly affect humanity in the long run. Other alleged time travelers have said that the future they've seen will not benefit the majority of humanity, and that we need to change our ways.
Yeah, find
Online
God,
users
man.
have heard these stories have given their opinions, with some believing them while others have said they're just stories. One online user has said the following: "This part of me that wants to believe that time travelers are real, but then the other part of me doesn't want to believe this happens. Part of me also thinks that these people may be part of the top 1%, and that they're sending a warning out to us, but using the disguise as being a time traveler so they don't out themselves. I've heard a few of these time travel stories, and some of them detail the same thing. Perhaps it's someone trying to warn us about the future, and that they're trying to open our eyes to what's going on before it's too late." End quote. Well, this person doesn't buy into the idea that people can time travel, saying the following: "Although I like to hear these kinds of stories, to me they're just fiction. It's just someone making up stories for entertainment purposes." End quote.
Allegedly.
Scientists have said in regards to time travel that although evidence of this being able to occur in our universe is yet to be proven, according to the efforts made in understanding gravitational waves and the warping of space and time, Einstein came across a strange revelation when it came to understanding the nature of distance in the universe. It was originally believed in classical physics that the shortest possible distance between 2 points was that of a straight line drawn between both points. However, Einstein challenged this idea by noting that the very fabric of space and time could be warped and bent, meaning that the shortest distance between 2 points is rather the 2 points being directly folded on top of each other. His analogy was often compared to a worm and an apple. Rather than going around the surface of the apple to get to the other side, the worm could burrow through the apple, creating a hole in the surface and appearing directly on the other side. It's of no surprise then that this theoretical tear through the fabric of space and time is referred to as that of a wormhole. This means that if properly achieved, movement across the universe could be shortened to something known as instantaneous transportation. This means that rather than travelling any distance whatsoever, theoretically one would have to travel no distance at all, and would seemingly appear at the desired location at any distance across the universe. Once the mechanisms for how such a movement is achieved, it would be possible that to travel between planets, we would not even have to exit the atmosphere to appear on the other side of the universe. US officials have just announced that hackers tried to poison the water system in Florida. They reported that a computer hacker gained access to the water system.
Are you a value-tainer trying
I guess
to grow
I
your
ain't going to
business?
Florida
There's one
then.
thing I will tell you. Do not go into this season trying to do all of it
And attempted to pump it full of a dangerous amount of chemicals. US officials said the hacker was successful to an extent, as they managed to increase the amount of sodium hydroxide in the treatment system. However, workers quickly noticed the change and reversed it.
This is why they talk about people in Florida being crazy because of the water. There's always that narrative, man. The water's polluted in Florida. That's why everybody in Florida crazy, and everybody kill everybody in Florida. So you telling me dude was slightly successful in polluting the water supply?
Those who work in water treatment said that lye is used in small amounts to control acidity, but putting a large amount could have major consequences. Old Star Mayor Eric Seedale said the following: "There's a bad actor out there. As of right now, those investigating the case have said no arrests have been made, and that it's not even known if this was done by someone within the United States. The hacker was able to do what they did by hacking into the water treatment system. An operator who was working that day didn't initially realise what was going on, and thought it was their supervisor who had made the changes. But once the hacker got into the system again in the afternoon, alarm bells started going off. It's reported by investigators that the treatment software increased the sodium hydroxide content from 100 parts per million to 11,100 parts per million. Noticing that this could be very dangerous, the operator immediately reduced the level to normal. Residents though were left questioning how an individual would be able to do this, and what stops them from doing it again at a different location. They now know they can hack into the water system, so who's to say they won't do something worse? County Sheriff Bob Gelateri said the following: "I'm not a chemist, but I can tell you what I do know, and that's if you put that amount of substance into the drinking water, it's not a good thing. At no time was there a significant adverse effect on the water being treated. Importantly, the public was never in danger." End quote. What's worrying is that security experts have been warning about these kinds of attacks for years. Daniel Zafar, manager of analysis at Mandiant Threat Intelligence, said the following: "Since last year, Mandiant Threat Intelligence has observed an increase in cyber incidents by novice hackers seeking to access and learn about remotely accessible industrial systems. Many of the victims appear to have been selected arbitrarily, such as small critical infrastructure asset owners and operators who serve small populations. Through remote interactions with these systems, actors have engaged in limited impact operations, but none of these cases has resulted in damage to people or infrastructure. Fortunately, industrial processes are often designed and monitored by professional engineers who incorporate safety mechanisms to prevent unexpected modifications. We believe that the increasing interest in industrial control systems by actors of this nature is the result of the increased availability of tools and resources that reduce the barrier to learn about and interact with these systems." End quote.
My thing is, how do they not
Over the
like?
years, people have discovered.
My thing is, how do you prevent this? This has got to be on someone's radar to understand. Like, hackers, have accessibility to do these type of things, but like, is there no prevention system put in play to where you don't have access to pollute the state's water or even the country's water, whatever the extent it could be? Because that's just, hackers are hacking things every day. If it's just this easy and to get into this system and pollute water, what is we doing? You know what I mean? Like, where are we at? Like,
Discovered strange things coming out of their taps in their homes. The most recent one came in the form of purple water. This happened to residents in Ohio. They said that when they turned on their taps, pink water came out. Incredibly, this affected all households and businesses in the region, with many wanting an answer for what this strange substance was. For a short time, it was a complete
strange
mystery,
substance, all right.
and no one had any idea as to what was causing it. However, after a short investigation, it turned out the colour was due to a problem at the water treatment plant. It was reported that large quantities of sodium permanganate leaked into the plant, causing the water to turn this colour. The chemical is used to improve the smell and taste of the water. However, what many had concerns with is when they were told it was safe to drink. As you can imagine, not everyone felt entirely
Who would
comfortable
believe
with
that?
this,
Come on, bro.
and many compared it to the time drinking water turned black. This isn't the first time something like this has happened. Going back a few years ago,
Whoa.
officials said that residents in Texas should not be alarmed as the black water is safe to drink,
Nah.
but many residents were angry as they didn't feel like it was safe. It was soon reported by many that the black water came out of taps in bathtubs.
I don't recall this ever happening. You know what I mean? Maybe I was a kid when this was happening in Texas, but I never had water like this. But this is not safe to drink. Come on, man. What are you going to tell? Why would y'all tell me this is safe when the colors change? There's got to be some type of applicant put into the actual liquid, the water, to have it change color. And y'all telling me that color, that color shift, whatever is doing this or making it happen or causing this, is safe to consume? Nah, I'll pass on that one, buddy.
Sinks and was even going into their washing machines. However, water officials did say there is nothing wrong with the water. They said the black colour comes from having too much iron in it, and even encourage people to drink it. Photographs and stories.
They're trying
Cut
to
the
finesse
cable with
y'all.
Verizon Home Internet and cut your internet bill to just $25 a month.
I finally cut the cable, switched to Verizon Home.
They're trying to lower the population reduction, man. That's what it
soon
is.
started to be shared on social media, with people annoyed and disgusted that they were told this was okay to drink. One person said they'll drink it once they see a government official drink it.
Exactly.
The majority of people weren't buying that this water was safe to drink. The black water had been an issue for residents for over a week. Some residents were so frustrated that they started to post videos online, saying that they wanted answers for why it's been like this for so long. Others said they had no choice and had to wash and drink the water. One resident said the following: "How can they expect people to drink this stuff? It looks horrible. Never have I seen black water, and never have I heard people drinking black water. This isn't right." End quote.
Duh.
One homeowner scooped up some of the leftover water onto her finger and showed what looked to be a dark brown substance. The resident collected some of the brown water in a jar, explaining that it was not right for the city to expect people to come home and see black water coming out of their taps, and not only that but also expecting them to drink and wash in it. So my question is, what do you make of these stories? And if this happened to you and you saw black water coming out of your taps, would you drink it?
No, bro.
Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comments.
That's unexplained mysteries, man. With the anonymous man just revealed something big is gonna hit us. So basically, it looks like he's alluding to. He talked about the time travel stuff, but I think he's alluding to the fact that the water supply is gonna be corrupted, man. Comment down below. Let me know y'all's thoughts on this in the comment section below. Check out the interesting stuff playlist. I'll link to that in the description as well as pinned in the comment section down below, man. Peace, love, prosperity. If you have additional recommendations, comment. We'll catch you guys in the next video. God bless.